It's still Thursday, August 25th. I just wanted to document this before I forget. I'm still reflecting on today and the fact that I got fired. And just reflecting because I want to make sure I learned the lesson, right? Like, what did this teach me? What did I learn? I learned a lot. And then I realized, right? Confrontation. How I respond to confrontation. Because she was very confrontive towards me. And I realized, I felt the physical shift within me. And I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand at the same time and reflecting at the same time. You know, she's highlighting certain things. I'm like, okay, I see what she's talking about. And you know, there's truth in what she's saying for sure. And I mentioned before, when it comes to confrontations, right? That's something I've been working on. And this time I was on the receiving end of it, right? And remembering the last time that someone came at me like this. Well, I don't think anybody. Yeah, I've had parents, but there was we were always able to like come back, right, and work at things. And I knew here that wasn't the case. I was like, okay. But then remembering the shift, the body shift within me, and the tingling sensation that you know that I've experienced. And there's this progression I'm noticing within myself, right? That I went from being completely detached to shaking. I remember when that old childhood friend, who's also a therapist, and how she came at me with judgment, quick judgment. I was like, whoa, like I didn't even say anything, and I just triggered her with, it was literally my sheer presence that was triggering her. And I remember shaking. Here, I didn't shake. I felt the tingling sensation. And I was just like monitoring, like really aware of the body changes within me. And the reason why it's coming up is because that was a part in my coping skills course that I'm putting together. That's one thing I noticed this week that was being highlighted with my clients was the physical body. I'm like, oh, that's right. Don't forget that part. To include knowing how to implement coping strategies. You know, you got to be aware of your body. And this week it highlighted a lot. And just so I was reflecting on that too, and realizing, okay, Yubi, I'm getting the experiences, right? One, to just keep getting better at what I do, because, you know, I'm somewhere in the middle. But two, there was also this element of confrontation and how I do in confrontations with other people. And that was something I always struggled with. And I saw my progression and you know, that I didn't completely shut down. I was still able to engage. I kept my cool. I wasn't shaking. My voice wasn't like shaking like it's been in the past. No me dio escalofrío, chills. I remember the first time when I confronted my dad, and I stood in his way. I remember feeling detached and shaking, and I knew I was going to get hit, but that didn't happen. And once he walked away, like I just had the chills, and I was sweating, and I was like, oh snap. And so just reflecting on that, right? So I wanted to highlight that within myself so I don't forget. The other thing that I was reflecting on was just this whole like being somewhere in the middle on all spectrum. That I suck somewhere in the middle, that I'm great somewhere in the middle, that I'm having all of these like whiffs of experiences still somewhere in the middle. I'm not, you know, completely an expertise in lucid dreaming or in, you know, all this other stuff. It's like I have a whiff of everything. Mediocre, right? Jack of all trades, a Yubi of all trades. Smart, you know, not super smart, but smart enough, right? Not dumb enough, but tutru enough to where I can laugh at myself. Not artistic enough, but, you know, in with my hands, but creative enough with my mind, right? And then thinking about this line of work that I'm in right now, where I'm somewhere in the middle with therapy, and then reflecting on teaching, because that's what I did before. And then I'm like, that was fun. That was a lot more fun. I remember, and that's why I wanted to be a teacher. And then remembering, I'm like, I got nudged into this field. It wasn't my top choice at all. It was my last choice. Like I knew it was my last choice. Teaching was my first choice. And even as I'm putting the courses together, and in session, I do better when I teach, when my clients are open to learning from me. The flow is easier, right? Versus the traditional therapy format. I mean, I don't even know what to call it, because I really don't know. But the teaching, I teach well. That I know I can do well. And then even reflecting on elementary school and, you know, middle school, and also the kids and the teens, and that just seemed so much more fun for me. It was hard, it was challenging, it was draining, because, you know, I'm having to break things down for 30 plus kids, right? And they're all at different levels of learning. Yeah. And then you're on, as a teacher, you're performing. To a certain degree, you're performing to keep the kids engaged, right? Trying to make things fun and be silly and playful at the same time, and know when to be firm at the same time, and when to let loose at the same time, and how to reel them back in at the same time, you know? Yeah. So I realized, I was like, well, I needed this experience, as long as it has been, which has been longer, 14 years, than my teaching. Was it? No, it's about the same. Experience. And then reflecting on my purpose, right? At the same time. And the statement that I tell myself when I remember when I was like 8 or 9, looking outside my window, outside the heavens and the blue sky, remember it too. And just saying out loud, like, I know I'm meant for something big, but I don't know what it is. And then the statement I say after is, life got in the way, right? And then life happened, got in the way. And I was reflecting on that statement right now, and then I realized, no, life didn't get in the way. Life showed me the way. Life showed me the way. That's what I realized. That life showed me the way to my purpose, right? That it's because of life that I've gotten this far. That I can see what I see. Reflect on what I can reflect on. Everything in its due timing, right? So I just wanted to record that before I forgot. That life didn't get in the way. Life showed me the way. Life showed me the way. So, that's all. Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.